This week on Arizona Illustrated, Tucson closes the loop.
It's a gem, unlike anything like this in the country.
Liam Pace flying high.
Liam kills it every time I see him skate.
And an Arizona profile. Welcome to Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNAMARA. Thousands of residents in southern Arizona are excited about the completion of a trail system that began more than 30 years ago after a major flood in 1983. It's called the Loop, and it's part of a flood control project where Pima County added recreational opportunities on more than 100 miles of paved pathways encompassing the city of Tucson, with extensions into the Vail area on the southeast, Oro Valley up north, and Marana way up on the northwest. Run, ride, skate, or walk, the Loop is one of a kind.
I reacquainted myself with the bike when I was 35. I weighed 240 pounds. I smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day, and I was a large beer drinker. Come home, first thing I'd do is open a beer. And at 35, I said enough. So the first thing I did was stop smoking. Second thing, I quit drinking. And then the third thing, I got the bicycle, an entry-level bike. I think I paid $300 for it. And I've never stopped riding the bike. I do drink wine now, though. I can do this forever. My name is Roger Kennedy, retired. I came down here at my wife's suggestion in 2000. Loved it. Okay, I'm ready, guys. I kept doing this and eventually bought this home in 2005. I said, enough. Oh, good morning, everybody. How's everybody? Hello, Ann. How you doing? Now I'm a full-fledged snowbird. Okay, let's roll out of here. If I had only one place to live, this is where it'd be. I discovered the Loop many years ago, riding my bike, and it was just a path near the house. And over the years, it has expanded to this extraordinary facility that everybody in the city can avail themselves. Not only bicyclists, but walkers, runners. It's a gem. This is an extraordinary cycling community. There's cyclists everywhere, and I have met many of them and made good friends with them. I ride never less than 200 miles a week, many weeks over 250, 275. My annual is usually over 7,000. It's my meditation. I get out there on a nice sunny day like today, calm, no winds, and you hear those wheels rolling over the pavement, and there's a hum to it, and you're just kind of in a zone. You're kind of zen. And my mind just kind of empties, and I unload all whatever worries I might have. They leave them out there on the trail. That's why I get up in the morning, really, is to ride the bike. This is unlike anything in the country. No other city has this.
Welcome to the In the Loop celebrations, now complete at 131 miles.
Well, we have some great trails in Iowa. The rails to trails is a big thing up there, but I don't think we have anything that can quite compare to the Loop. It's a little wider, a little nicer, a little more scenic than just the old railroad tracks that are just mostly straight with very few curves. So we really enjoy this a lot better, I think, even than we do in Iowa.
Hey, how are you? I'm a long-distance hiker. and I've walked 10 long trails in 8 different cities, and I just completed walking the loop. It's amazing. This is kind of the envy of every city, this trail system, to have something that's completed, non-motorized, don't have to fight cars, lots of clean restrooms along the way. It's really a treat to walk this trail.
Oh man, I've been skating for a good 18 years, starting off over at River La Cañada. But I've pretty much gone as far as like Craycroft, from Campbell. Here I go all the way to Spectrum, Camino del Oeste. Just enjoy the beautiful sunshine. And there is so much nature. I see so many coyotes, javelinas. I've run into snakes across the path, horses up and down the river. It's just a lot of natural desert.
We walk every day at Fort Lowell Park, and we've been watching the construction over the past year or so and wondering how they were going to get it all done. But in early January, we realized it was open all the way through. I started more seriously bicycling about 6 months ago because of arthritis in my knee, and this is the perfect opportunity to ride away from traffic because I won't ride in traffic.
I live at Tangerine and First Avenue. From my house, it takes less than 10 minutes to get to the trailhead for the CDO path, which is the Cañada del Oro Wash, to Santa Cruz straight south to downtown and Mercado. Cyclists go there all the time. I mean, on a Saturday or a Sunday, you can't get food there because there's so many people there, but it's a great place to go. 24 miles one way, easy spin, just all downhill going, a little bit uphill coming back. You're hoping for a tailwind. Take care, guys, thank you. I mean, I see guys and gals that are well into their 80s out there. They just don't go as fast as they used to. They can't climb quite as well as they used to, but they still get kitted up, they still get on the bike, they still go out and ride. How long am I going to be on it? Until my wife buries me.
It's been around for decades, and since the 1970s, skate parks have popped up in neighborhoods and parks across the country. From its early days, when a rebellious youth culture took surfing to the streets, it caught fire. Skateboarding has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business with more than 11 million active skaters. And for the first time, it will be a recognized competitive sport at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. Tucson is home to one young skater who is making his mark.
It just always came natural. It was just something that I could do, and no one could tell me what to do. Every trick I learned was all me. No one could ever tell me how to skateboard. I pretty much had 2 friends throughout elementary and middle school. I literally spent every waking moment of my free time on my skateboard. I want to be a professional skateboarder. I've been working really hard to get into the X Games. After that, it's the Olympics, because that's going to be a really big thing for skateboarding, and to be one of the first people ever to be on the U.S. Olympic skateboarding team. It's something that I can push myself to do.
Yeah, more 2x4s too, though. Yeah, we need a lot for the railing. Yeah.
Dad. Yeah. We're gonna have to move this one in the center.
Or we can just lag bolt it.
Try now. The only reason it's a challenge is because we're so high up.
Alright, will you hand me another one?
Anytime that I wanted to go skate a vert ramp, we had to go to California.
We've been talking about this project probably for at least 3 or 4 years. When he started writing all pro events, it just made sense.
All right.
We've kind of been best buds ever since he was little.
I don't think I would be anywhere close to the person I am or where I am in skateboarding without him.
Why the rose? No. No.
I started skating when I was like 5, almost 6. When I was like 7 or 8, they built Santa Rita. And after that is when skating like took off. It was a better skate park.
Thank you.
Liam kills it every time I see him skate. I've seen him skate for like 6, 7 years now, and he's just getting better and better and better. That shit's blowing my mind right now.
It's an amazing feeling.
Natural, floating through the air. Slow motion, almost. Everything's kind of free and nothing has to be harsh.
The kid's got it going on. I mean, he can do just about anything. I've known him since his little bitty, since he first started skating. And I mean, he killed it back then and he kills it now. It's not a thing that you do overnight. I mean, he's put in the time.
Hi, my name's Leah Case and I'm 8 years old. Please enjoy my video.
He was always the smallest kid, but that was something he could do well, and he just understood the way he needed to be, his body placement, the lines. A couple people, when he was really small, they just out of the blue was like, you know, is he good in mathematics? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of an odd question, but okay, yeah. You know, if you ever think about it, there's a direct correlation in being able to understand the lines and the physics.
The only college I've applied to is the U of A. And I got in. I'm in the College of Engineering in a aerospace major. I still plan to go to college while skating, and I help out with my sister because my dad raises us as a single parent.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, thank you for pouring milk.
Yeah.
We are an awesome family, and no one can change it.
Him being the older sibling, you know, sometimes he does have to take on more responsibility than a normal kid his age would.
Nothing runs through my head. I tune out the world around me. And the only thing I'm focused on is the trick I'm doing.
There was so much buzz, and I walked over and I watched him skate, and I said, is this kid pro or what? When I found out he wasn't sponsored, I immediately, of course, wanted him on the team. Being a vert skater in Arizona and Tucson in particular, you're starting out with a handicap right there. This isn't the capital of vert skating.
You got this.
And his dad is so supportive that he let him build this huge monstrosity in the backyard.
Yeah, he gets focused, and that's his mission.
When he first started, he was okay. Yeah.
And now what do you think?
And now, whoa.
There's probably a handful of his friends that even know he skates the way he does. Nobody in his school knows. He skates for himself.
If you skate, it's almost like, oh, he's the cool kid, and it's not like that for me. I'm gonna skate no matter what.
You can take a little bit of talent and you can pound away and develop a mechanical proficiency, but you not necessarily ever have really good flow or style, and this kid has it in spades. He may not be in the proper location and have all the backing he needs yet, but that's all coming.
He must have tried that trick at least 40 times, I'm guessing. And he just stays focused till he gets it. He just will not give up.
Wasn't over it.
That was it. As a parent, you teach them the basics, you know, do right, be a good person. It just blows me away every day. The person he's chosen to be.
Arizona became a state in 1912. Just 7 years later, the Hotel Congress and the Tap Room opened for business. It has survived a massive fire, John Dillinger's capture, the Great Depression, and all the cultural and economic shifts around it. Today, it still thrives at the heart of downtown Tucson. Producer Andrew Brown dropped in for a visit last year. Here's his look at Tiger's Tap Room.
As I sit here and look across the street and look at the Rialto, which is a wonderful venue and a great asset for the community, I think about the fact that it was boarded up. Congress Street was largely boarded up. We've been here now operating the hotel for 32 years. And Tiger was here. Tiger is the constant. I can't imagine him not being here.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You want orange this morning?
No, thank you.
It's good for you, vitamin C.
That's quite all right.
How about licorice, no?
I've never known him as anything but the most polite, sweet, and sincere man.
There you are, young man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not Frank Sinatra. I do it the customer's way. They're number one, my boss told me. You better be nice to your customer. My favorite's my Bloody Mary. I like my Bloody Mary. So we make everything from scratch. We don't have any premix. We had Coors and Bud, I believe, on tap. 15 cents a mug and a quarter for a pint of beer then. Well, I'm pouring the beer and I hear a scream. I turn around and I see this guy that just came in had his hands on this lady's breast. And I dropped my beer and I come over. I said, "Mister, there's two doors. There's one there and there's one there. And I suggest you get out, and I mean now." Well, he could have pumped me with one hand, but my friends were all, it was crowded. He meekly walks out the door. My boss says, "Go get him, Tiger." And moral of the story is, any single lady or any lady coming in this bar is not going to be bothered. That's the story. Most people don't even know my name is Tom Ziegler. They call me Tiger. What's my name?
Hey, Tiger.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Okie dokie. I graduated in '51 in Iowa. This man owned this Adams company, with a big company, and he didn't want a female for a secretary. The wife said that he was flirting with her. So they hired me, and I worked 1 year, and they treated me darn good. And so after the year, I got a week's vacation. So my aunt and uncle had moved out to Tucson. She said, "Come out for a week." I came up for a week in 1952, and I'm still here.
But you took the train, right?
I did take the train,
So
yeah.
you got off right
and
there?
I got off here, and the first place that my aunt and uncle, they picked me up. And come in here, I got a Coke, and I got a beer.
That's the first place you went to Tucson was right here, right off the train.
Well, it's very convenient, you know. They were.
Well, yeah.
But this all the same as when I first come here, and all the pictures and all is the same, you know. Pete Martinez was the painter. He stayed upstairs in the hotel as a guest.
I'd never been to Tucson. I moved here. One of the first places I came, just like Tiger, was right here into the tap room. And I walked in, and he was bartending. He looked like he does now.
Tiger is unchanged and almost ageless.
I like a bourbon, I like a scotch, I like a double, I like them so much.
When I pull up and I see him out here having a cigarette, I get the biggest smile every day because I'm like, I work with this guy. He's so iconic. He knows everything. He's seen it all.
Yes, I've heard a lot of stories, and good and the bad and the ugly. And they got to tell somebody sometimes. I can't tell you how many stories that are private. They trust the bartender.
I'm coming.
I just need to keep my whistle wet.
The regulars are lifetime regulars. People come in day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And they pass through and some pass on. But once again, Tiger's the constant, and that's why the tap room really had a name change on his 80th birthday, and it became Tiger's Tap Room.
His 80th birthday was beautiful. This place was packed. All these people who spanned decades of partying at Congress were all here for him. He was overwhelmed a little bit. Everyone hugging him. It cracked me up that he got so many cases of Milwaukee's Best for his birthday. It was bizarre.
I have 2 Milwaukee's Best Ice when I get home at night, and that's all I drink. When I leave the bar, I could drink all night. People offer me beer. No, thank you. I go home, it's a 10-minute drive to my apartment, and I get my PJs on, and have my food and dinner, and watch TV, and have my 2 Milwaukee Best, and that's it.
Just don't take a sip of it, that's mine.
Can I pour it on your head? I've kind of matured in my gambling. Those darn lottery tickets. Ugh. In fact, I bought 2 this morning, so we'll see what happens tonight. You look like
J.R. Ewing.
You know, Tony Curtis, maybe a little bit. I love my place. I'm happy right where I'm at. I don't want to sit at home in a rocking chair. It's great getting old. I love it. I don't like the gray hair, but then that's okay too, all right? That's nothing I can do anything about.
In this episode of our occasional series, Arizona Profiles, we are reminded of the many incredibly talented and prolific artists who make Tucson their home and make our community a more vibrant and beautiful place to live. In this instance, one stroke at a time.
I got into ceramic art probably about 45 years ago because I had jobs that dealt with the public. And I was a really shy person, so I went into a place that manufactured plates and got into the art there, and I was back in a little corner like here and all alone, and I didn't have to deal with anybody with my shyness. Now, as people say, you can't shut me up. So people do change, obviously. When I started, the company I worked for, they designed dinnerware and everything, and it was all hand-painted. That was sold in department stores and stuff of that nature. And then when they went out of business, the boss I used to work for, I started to work for another ceramic company, but it was selling plates to restaurants and hotels. What will sound a little bit strange to some people is the first pattern that I designed called Bella Flora, which was a simple blue flower and a stem around the edge and a couple of color treatment in the middle that I just did on a whim, and one of our sales representatives took it, and it sold publicly and still selling today. I would estimate that myself personally have painted close to 1 million pieces with just that one pattern in the course of my working time in the factory.
1 million pieces?
Yes, easily. Coming here, I discovered the Day of the Dead, which I really fell in love with, and I do a lot of Day of the Dead motif, one-of-a-kind pieces and stuff like that. And then after retiring there, I came to work here, sort of on my own time schedule, and I still produce some plates, and I do tiles, and I'm working on some Christmas ornaments and things like that. When I started out just doing pinstripes on plates, it wasn't very exciting, but in the last 20, 25 years, I've expanded into expressing myself artistically, and it's just a joy to do, and it makes me feel good, and people enjoy it when they purchase it. It's a win-win all the way around for me. You want that flow, so you don't want to worry about this when you're doing the lines.
Thank you.
As long as my eyesight is okay and, you know, I'm able to walk upright, I think I'll just keep doing it. I'm not one for just sitting around. I do work in the garden in the backyard, but it's just something I've done forever, and it's enjoyable, so stopping isn't really on the horizon for me.
My name is Bob DeArmond, and I'm a ceramic artist here in Tucson. I've been doing this for the better part of 45 years.
Thank you for joining us here on Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. See you next week.